NASA has just held a press conference regarding C/2023 A3 Atlas. The moment their website was restored, they published all the latest images. This time, they can answer almost all of your previous questions. I am Leoma. Today, we are going to take a comprehensive look at the secrets NASA has unveiled. What exactly did they capture? What exactly is C/2023 Atlas? And what questions still remain? At the same time, congratulations on becoming one of the first Earthlings to learn about NASA's latest intelligence concerning C/2023 A3 Atlas. This press conference started with a major revelation, immediately laying all cards on the table. The first key point: what exactly is C/2023 Atlas? Deputy Administrator Amit Kshatriya stated forthrightly that this object is a comet. It looks and behaves like a comet, and all evidence points to it being a comet. It is simply that this comet originated from outside our solar system. This is precisely what makes it fascinating and scientifically extremely important. This is because it is only the third such interstellar object humanity has discovered to date. This directly refuted all the wild online speculations that it might be a UFO or an alien spacecraft. To put it simply, this thing is an extracurricular comet. Although its chemical composition and physical behavior are somewhat different from the asteroids and comets within our solar system, at least for now, all observations suggest that it is still just a comet. It is a small chunk composed of rock and ice. When it approaches a star like the Sun, the ice heats up and evaporates, forming the fuzzy, nebulous coma that we see. So, if it is just a comet, why did NASA keep it secret from the public for so long? Amit responded that due to the government shutdown, they were simply unable to make public statements. They published the information to the public the first moment they were able to speak. They released the long-awaited high-resolution images from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, MRO. This photograph was taken when the comet was approximately 30 million kilometers away from the instrument. You can see C/2023 Atlas looks like a blurry white sphere. Do not underestimate this blurry sphere. This is not due to low resolution, but rather the comet itself emitting material. This sphere is the coma, a cloud of dust and ice particles released as the comet travels toward the Sun. Nicola Fox, Associate Administrator for NASA's Science Mission Directorate, stated that this is a rare opportunity. By studying this extrasolar comet, we can understand the environment in which it formed. C/2023 Atlas comes from an environment completely different from our solar system. They have already observed some highly interesting differences compared to comets in the solar system. It is like having an object you have never seen before suddenly pass by your doorstep. You would certainly want to study it well. NASA has the same mindset, especially since this comet originated from the distant universe. Crucially, its discovery was purely accidental. Nikki Fox revealed that the Atlas Sky Survey Telescope is part of NASA's Planetary Defense Network. The telescope constantly monitors the sky, primarily aiming to protect Earth, but this time it brought a major scientific discovery. NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office has confirmed that C/2023 Atlas poses no danger to Earth. It is at least twice the Earth-Sun distance away, so those worried about it striking Earth can rest easy. On October 30th, this comet reached its closest point to the Sun, passing just inside the orbit of Mars. This is why the image Amit previously displayed came from a Mars mission instrument, because it was closest to the comet. At that time, Earth was on the opposite side of the Sun, farthest from Mars, making observation from Earth very difficult, Nikki said. But do not worry. NASA's Solar System Science spacecraft were already prepared for this event. The mission teams collaborated closely, even pushing some scientific instruments beyond their original design capabilities. This was done solely to capture a fleeting glimpse of this interstellar traveler and not miss any detail. She listed over a dozen participating probes, including Hubble, the James Webb Space Telescope, and even the Parker Solar Probe. She specifically mentioned that data from the Parker Solar Probe, downloaded only yesterday, did indeed capture several fleeting glimpses. Nikki emphasized that all NASA data is publicly accessible around the clock. Everyone is welcome to participate in the analysis. What did the cosmic eye of the astrophysics mission see? Sean Donegal-Goldman, head of NASA's Astrophysics Division, introduced their observations of C2023 Atlas. He stated that these space telescopes can see deeper and clearer than ground-based ones. This allowed them to detect the details of C2023 Atlas much earlier after its initial discovery. This celestial team of telescopes each possesses different specialties. It was only through their combined efforts that they were able to determine the comet's orbit, structure, and composition in the early stages. For example, the Hubble Space Telescope observed C2023 Atlas in July. At that time, the comet was about 446 million kilometers from Earth. Hubble's images revealed several things. The solid, icy core of the comet has a bead-like trail of dust, the coma. The diameter of the nucleus is estimated to be between 426 meters and 5.6 kilometers. The comet is losing dust, and the rate of loss is consistent with other comets in the solar system. Most importantly, Hubble provided more accurate orbital information, allowing other observation stations to aim better. The infrared insights from the James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, and SphereX brought an infrared perspective to the observation. Infrared light is a color invisible to the naked eye. It allows us to see the molecular fingerprints of matter, just like DNA, telling us what it is composed of. For instance, the coma contains high amounts of carbon dioxide gas and the molecular fingerprint of water. They also found that the ratio of carbon dioxide to water in the comet is greater than the ratio found in solar system comets. This is like buying a cup of coffee with ice. The ice melts quickly when the temperature is high, but if the coffee already had a lot of ice, the melting would naturally appear substantial. This might suggest that the comet's ice was exposed to higher radiation levels than solar system comets, or that the environment where it formed was inherently different from our solar system. The test spacecraft also observed the comet. The team even reviewed data from the mission, which was originally designed to find exoplanets, and discovered observation records of the comet as early as May. This information helps us understand the comet's earlier history before it approached the Sun. Tom Statler, chief scientist for Solar System Small Bodies in the Planetary Science Division, shared more new images. Tom started by reminding everyone that the universe is vast. No object is as close as you might hope, and all observations are extremely difficult. NASA's Lucy mission photographed the comet for 8 hours on September 8th to 9th, 2025, using broadband black and white images. Do not be confused. This broadband black and white image is not your home internet connection. You can think of it as a camera that is not selective about colors, only concerned with where the comet is bright and where it is dark. In contrast, a narrowband camera is extremely selective, interested only in a specific type of light. At that time, the comet was approximately 53 million kilometers from the spacecraft. The bottom left shows a stacked image of all the observations. Although it looks unclear, Tom emphasized that this data will provide important clues for future in-depth research. On September 16th, the mission observed the comet from the opposite direction, also capturing broadband black and white images. In this image, the comet's coma, that fuzzy halo, and the comet's tail, the fuzzy streak on the right side of the comet, are clearly visible. A comet's tail always points away from the Sun. Imagine if the Lucy spacecraft viewed the comet from this angle. The Sun would be towards its left shoulder. Thus, the comet's tail points to the right side. The width of this image is roughly 1/3 the width of the full moon in the sky. The reason the Pike and Lucy images look different, aside from camera and display differences, is, more importantly, because they're seeing the comet from different directions. Observing the coma from different lighting angles is one of the key methods for understanding the physical properties of the dust on the comet's surface. It is like observing an object from different angles. The shadows and details it presents will be different. Starting in early October, C/2023 Atlas skimmed past Mars, less than 32 million kilometers away. This provided space assets around Mars with a close-up observation opportunity. Besides the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter images Amit previously displayed, another Mars orbiter, MAVEN, which has been studying the Martian atmosphere since 2014, also conducted observations. This next image is not a direct picture of the comet, but a spectrum plot. You can see 3 different wavelengths. On the right is the signature of hydrogen in the Martian atmosphere. In the middle is hydrogen in interstellar space. And on the left is the signature of hydrogen in the C2023 Atlas comet. This is like performing a fingerprint identification on the comet. By analyzing the light it emits, we can know which chemical elements it contains. This small band of light is evidence of the comet's existence and tells us that it contains hydrogen. These observations, combined with earlier Swift and Webb observations, will help determine the comet's water production rate. That is, the amount of water vapor released when the comet is heated by the sun. This will provide clues about the comet's formation and its journey through the galaxy. The European Space Agency and NASA's Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, SOHO, also successfully photographed C/2023 Atlas on October 15th to 16th. At that time, the comet had already passed Mars orbit, approximately 357 million kilometers from SOHO. Tom said the comet C/2023 Atlas was originally thought to be too faint for SOHO to see. However, through detailed image processing and stacking, piling multiple photographs together, this result was achieved. This is like taking a picture in low light. One photo might be pitch black, but if you take dozens of shots and stack them, you can brighten the details in the dark areas. However, the most puzzling question arose. Why are images of the rovers on Mars clear, yet the images of C/2023 Atlas are blurry? Sean explained that this is because we are much closer to the rovers on Mars. We have spacecraft right on the surface of Mars. But even our closest spacecraft to C/2023 Atlas is still 30 million kilometers away. Moreover, its speed is too fast. Our current technology cannot launch a probe in time to intercept and make close contact with it. Simply put, distance creates beauty, but it also creates blurriness. Based on the latest observations, what about the potential shape, more precise size, and its origin? Tom answered that the size of the nucleus is still pending confirmation. The most accurate data comes from Hubble, and the range is still between a few thousand feet and a few miles. The shape of the nucleus is also difficult to determine because it is obscured by dust. But based on ground observations of the changes in the comet's center's brightness, the nucleus's shape does not appear far from spherical. It seems it is not a highly elongated object. Regarding the comet's origin, Tom stated that while they cannot precisely trace its origin, based on its speed upon entering the solar system, they speculate it may have come from a very old star system. It might even be older than our solar system itself. Does hearing this send shivers down your spine? This comet came from the deep recesses of the universe, older than our Earth and Sunday. It carries secrets from billions of years ago, traveling across the sea of stars to reach us. The next question we care about most, did NASA consider that it might be an alien spacecraft? Is there any data supporting this claim? Or does all the data confirm it is just a comet? Nikki Fox responded directly, saying, "We welcome all different science and various hypotheses." She explained that based on measurements from astrophysical telescopes, they could quickly determine that it indeed behaves like a comet. This is like police receiving a report. Through the evidence at the scene, they can quickly determine whether it was an accident or murder. NASA observed the comet's various behaviors and quickly determined it is a comet, not some high-tech creation. Nikki emphasized that it truly has differences from solar system comets because it came from elsewhere. This is only the third object discovered by humanity that originated from outside the solar system. It is like trying a new coffee flavor. You would expect it to be different because it came from a different environment. This comet is the same. Although it is a comet, it possesses exciting and unique characteristics. What are the specific differences? Tom listed several. 1. The ratio of evaporated carbon dioxide to water is greater than that in the solar system. 2. It releases more of a substance referred to as Nya. 3. Ground observations found that the polarization of scattered dust light is also unusual. 4. The physical properties of the dust and the distribution of particle sizes may also be different. 5. An early trajectory showed a hint of a tail appearing towards the sun, indicating dust being pushed toward the sunlit side of the comet. Simply put, it is a unique comet. While its basic functions are similar, the details reveal its distinctiveness. This is what excites the scientists. What can this comet tell us? Tom answered that every new discovery is a piece of the cosmic puzzle. We are constantly striving to understand the origin of the universe, the solar system, planets, and life. This comet opens a window we have never seen before. We are now seeing the vast conditions in different regions of the galaxy, in different star systems. The elemental abundance and mineral abundance, there may be very different. If all interstellar objects were exactly the same as solar system comets, our galaxy might be boring. The differences we see now mean there are many places to explore. These comets are like frozen fossils or time capsules. They record information from the time of their formation. C2023 Atlas will combine our detailed data on the origin of the solar system with a macroscopic view of dust from other star systems, forming a broader narrative. This comet is so valuable because it is waking up as it approaches the sun. It is releasing more matter and information, allowing us to unlock its secrets. What is the comet's exact age? And what does it mean if it is truly older than the solar system? They explained that precisely measuring the age of a single object is very difficult. In the future, after discovering more similar objects and studying their characteristic distribution, it may be possible to better estimate their age. The current speculation regarding its ancient age stems from the fact that the Sun takes 250 million years to orbit the center of the Milky Way. However, the relative speed of C2023 Atlas is 3 times faster than the average speed of stars around our solar system, reaching over 60 kilometers per second. This indicates it comes from a different star population. Based on studies of stars in the Milky Way, the relative speed of a star is an indicator of its age. Older stars have greater random motion. Therefore, this is indirect evidence that C2023 Atlas originated from an older star system. That summarizes the essence of today's NASA press conference on C2023 Atlas. I have brought you this information. From the confirmation of its identity and the astonishing speculation of its ancient origins, to all of NASA's tracking and observations, every detail deepens our understanding of the universe's vastness and mystery. It can be said that it carries cosmic information far beyond our imagination. But similarly, new discoveries also bring more new questions. We look forward to more advanced observation equipment answering them. Follow Leoma, and we will synchronize the official news immediately. Let's look forward to more secrets being revealed.